Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown. I'm Sam Brown. Got a twofer of news and rumors loaded up on today's show. But first, I want to thank you guys for helping us get to 3,000 subscribers here on the Broncos Breakdown. I actually asked on my last video to help us get to 3,000 subscribers. And sure enough, Broncos Country comes through again. You guys are just the best. Spam 3K in the comments section for me. Let's celebrate the fact that we're at 3,000. And hey, now it's time to start the road to 4K. You see that link below me or the big red button below this video. Smash that sub button and join the Broncos channel today. Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Sam Brown. We're diving into, some Broncos rumors on today's show as we look forward a little bit to the 2021 season. And we're going to start by talking about head coach Vic Fangio and his potential future with this team, because as you look across the rumor mill, you might come across something a little bit interesting, that Vic Fangio has the second highest odds to be the first head coach fired next season, behind only Dallas's Mike McCarthy. We'll show you that top five here in a second. This is easily Vic Fangio's best team yet, in my opinion. A busy offseason with George Paton, made a lot of moves both in free agency and in the draft. And the real main question that we've seen with Vic Fangio is the answer at quarterback. We still haven't seen him find a true solidifying player at that position, and we're still stuck there at that point in time with Drew Lock as we enter training camp. Here's the full list of the top five odds by Vegas Sportsbooks as to the first head coach fired. Mike McCarthy, you see there at plus 750. Vic Fangio at plus 800. Very interesting. Bet 10 to make $80, basically what that means there. Matt Nagy plus 850. I don't think that's going to pan out, especially now they've drafted Justin Fields. John Gruden either at plus 1100. He's got a fat contract. He's sticking around. Mike Zimmer, an interesting name to watch at plus 1100. If the Vikings start off slow again, could very easily see Minnesota cutting ties with them. But shifting back to Fangio, it's time for him to show results. In the first 2 years, we saw certain factors that I can say got in the way. You know, Drew Lock's only 5 starts, but shines his first season in the NFL at times. This second year, he struggles. He's injured, kind of a revolving door at quarterback at some point. The defense had spent some time with injuries. Von Miller, Shelby Harris obviously was hurt for part of the year. Bryce Callahan, guys like that. Just never quite got all on the same page in 2020. And as we look at his stats through his first 2 seasons, nothing incredible. You know, a 12-20 record combined in 2 seasons in Denver. The offense is never ranked higher than 23rd, really, in any major category, a bottom tier in the NFL offense. The defense was strong in 2019. Like I said, dealt with those injuries in 2020, COVID opt-outs, things of that nature, and took a step back. The defense has always been strong under Vic Fangio, no matter where he's been. That's always been his calling card. But the offensive side of the ball has yet to really show too much spark. And there are players on the way now, guys like Jerry Jeudy, guys like younger guys like Cortland Sutton coming back, Javonte Williams. There's young energy around this offense, and it just hasn't been solidified around the quarterback position. So I understand the fact that Vic Fangio might be facing a little bit of pressure entering the 2021 season. I think that if, the team struggles like they did this year, finishing 5-11, you very well could see the Broncos firing Vic Fangio next offseason. We'll ask you guys right now, should Denver fire Vic Fangio if they miss the playoffs? All it is a Y for yes and an N for no in the comments section. I think if the Broncos are somewhere around 500 or close to a wild card spot, you may see Denver give Vic Fangio one more year. But like I said, if you get another 5-11, 5-12 now season with 17 games, I think you very well could see Vic Fangio on his way out of Denver. But Y for yes and for no, let me know how you think in the comments. Like I said, man, 3,000 subscribers, hell of a job by Broncos Country. Really appreciate everyone who's subscribed so far. It's nuts thinking I started this channel in January, just 4 months ago almost, and it's already up to 3,000 subscribers. We really appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for, man? YouTube.com/Broncos TV. This channel is the place to be. All off-season long, we're going to keep you posted on the moves that the Denver Broncos make. If they trade for somebody, and Aaron Rodgers maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll let you know here on the channel. So be sure to subscribe. YouTube.com/Broncos TV. It's a critical offseason and a critical 2021 season for Drew Lock as the Broncos starting quarterback. Struggled amid injuries last season, but Bleacher Report listed him as a potential dark horse breakout candidate for next season. Now, this comes off the heels of a busy offseason, and obviously rumors swirling around Drew Lock's future. The Broncos traded for Teddy Bridgewater in April, have been long rumored to be in the mix for a Deshaun Watson type or an Aaron Rodgers type of quarterback. But Drew Lock certainly has the potential, has shown some moments where he's shown he can be a consistent starter in the league, just hasn't put it all together. Now, here's a little bit of what Bleacher Report had to say as far as their reasoning behind Drew Lock being a breakout candidate. They said, quote, "Of course, Lock will have to compete with veteran Teddy Bridgewater, but with last year in Carolina under hyped coordinator Joe Brady, Bridgewater managed just 15 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. The Panthers' willingness to discard him after one season suggests he's hard-capped as far as upside goes. If there's upside in the quarterback room in Denver, it's with Lock. That's not to say it won't be a bumpy ride, but Lock has been doing the right things, such as training with Peyton Manning while trying to make a breakout happen." A good point there by Bleacher Report, which I'll touch on here a little bit later on here. But first, I want to ask you guys, simple question right off the front, but don't lie. Do you believe in Drew Lock? Type B if you do believe for him in the comment section, or type D for don't believe, because I know there are a lot of people who don't believe in him, and he's addressed that. Earlier this week on Monday, actually spoke on his doubters and the approach he's taken to it this offseason. He said, "I put every single ounce in that this offseason," in that being his offseason work and his preparation for the season. Said being able to do that gave me zero time to listen to all of this stuff. Maybe I'll go back one day, read, and laugh about things that were being said by people who ended up being completely wrong." And I like what he said there, and there's no doubt about it. I think Drew Lock has taken the right approach this offseason in terms of really evaluating what went wrong, studying tape with Peyton Manning. I mean, talk about that's as good of a guy as it gets in terms of studying film and learning from those mistakes. He's, I think, starting to learn from some of the things that held him back last season as you look at his numbers. Really showed flashes early on in that 2019 season in just 5 starts, and then regressed. Dealt with that shoulder injury, obviously, early in the season. Never really quite caught that moxie and that mojo that he showed late in 2019. Really struggled at times with reads, forcing the ball, trying to sling it down the field when in reality there was a crossing route right across the middle that was much easier and a much better completion percentage. He's just got to be better at processing that play post-snap a little bit. And Teddy Bridgewater on his heels certainly should help a little bit too. Should help bring a little pressure, a little competition, but also some veteran presence, that veteran leadership that a young quarterback like Drew Lock, who isn't the most talented player, something that he would need moving forward. I like his prospects potentially going forward. He's going to have to shore up some of the smaller things in terms of his coverage reading and his ability to make plays and his ability to put balls in windows, not forcing plays, finding the easy check down pass sometimes. That's the next move for Drew Lock. Can he be the future at quarterback? I think it's certainly a possibility. Is it going to happen? This season's going to tell you everything you need to know. So I'll ask you this to close out the show right now. How many passing touchdowns do you think Drew Lock will have in 2021? This could be based on a full season. Maybe you think it's only a half season. Teddy Bridgewater plays some time as well. I want to know from you guys, though. Predict it for me in the comments section. How many touchdowns for Drew Lock? And we'll see you next time.